Alright, what you see here is a Hampton Bay Redington 4 ceiling fan. Got this off of Facebook Marketplace quite a few months back, about the beginning of this year, um, which is 2020. It's basically down during the lockdown, like right before it started. I got this, so it worked out for the better. But yeah, this fan I've been wanting to get for a while now. One of these Redington 4s in the brushed steel finish. And there's actually a fan that I had wanted to get for the living room back when me and my mom were discussing swapping out the Hampton Bay carousel back at the old apartment. This is back in 2007, 2008. I was thinking about getting either this, a Windward 2, or the Carriage House 2. We ended up going with the Carriage House 2 because it was the cheapest and it's just what we could afford. One, something that had like a wood look on the blades, so white was out of the option. Well, white wood, but we wanted something with like a darker wood look. And me and my mom just felt like the brass would look nice. But I do wish we got this instead because this is honestly a better fan than the Carriage House 2. The only thing is that this and the Number 2 was a little bit out of our price range at the time. So we ended up going with the Carriage House 2. But yeah. This is basically the fan I saw in the Home Depot catalog of 2001, where it was like in this setup on the cover. No, it was a Redington 3, not a Redington 4. But these fans basically, this along with the Windward 2 are like the two contemporary fans that really got me more interested in contemporary fans as I grew up. And the Infinity, but that was like something that was already discontinued at the time. In terms of like fans that were being sold as I was growing up as a kid. This and the Windward 2 are definitely two that got me like interested in contemporary fans in general. It's in pretty good shape for its age. This one is from April 2004. I think it's April 2004. I know it's from 2004. I just forget the month. No, I'm almost pretty sure it's April. And if I am mistaken, I will put the in the description below. You know, these plastic Hampton Bay poles, I prefer if it had the metal ones, but I don't think these even came with the metal ones at the time. So I don't mind them. But I feel like the steel ones will be better. Yeah. Show off the white. Despite these not being the best fans, I really do like them. Especially the appearance on them. I should have the whiting around me. Definitely lights up the room pretty well. And it has 4 track lighting light bulbs in there. Look at this. Yep, that's on downdraft. It's just hard to tell if it's on downdraft or not. Since they use like the Cameron 2 type reverse switch. They sold these in this finish, the Redington 4. Antique brass, which I have videos of a few of them. The 2 at my dad's house. White and brass, which I have videos of a few. And the white version that has a spotlight, which is the more common version. And the one that has the 4 integrated whites, which was only sold for about a year. I think that and the antique brass one were only sold for about a year. The antique brass one might have been sold for 2 years. I'm not too sure about that one. But the white one with the spotlight was sold for like about 2 to 3 years, I'd say. I know like they sold them in 2008. I think after that they just discontinued them, unfortunately. Which is why they're a little bit harder to find in the brushed steel version. Though they're not extremely hard to find, it's not as common. This and the white and brass version definitely show up the most, but to find one at a reasonable price is a different story. Definitely feel like this would look nice in like a hair salon, a cafe, living room, kitchen, bedroom. There's a lot of rooms I could see this looking nice in, especially like a movie theater room in a house. Definitely has a somewhat fast flow speed in my opinion. I mean, it says a home center fan, so it's not too surprising. Now, despite it being a home center fan, it is one of the better Hampton Bay fans from the time period of the 2000s era, but the early to mid 2000s. Mid to late 2000s was like when they started to take a dive in quality. Or this is kind of like on the verge of like in between that era. It's not the best made fan, but the air movement on it on all three speeds is actually pretty decent for what it is. It's actually kind of surprising that it moves so much air on each speed as it does. Yeah, another thing I was thinking to myself is how had the white one not been discontinued by the time me and my mom decided to replace the KDK industrial in the bedroom at the old apartment with a residential fan, we definitely would have bought one of those. Even though it's a bit pricier than what we would have liked to, we could afford, we definitely would have wanted to save up for one. Or even this one I would have put in there, to be honest. But they were both discontinued by that point, which was like late 2012. Not for medium. Had we not put the KDK in my bedroom here in the United States at the old apartment, I probably would have wanted one of these in white for the bedroom. Though at the time that the white version of this came out with the spotlight, that was in 2005. I had the Hunter baseball fan in my bedroom at the time. So I definitely would love to find a white version of this at some point. It's pretty quiet on the medium speed. On the high speed, it does have a bit of a hum to it, though. Yeah, I just keep looking at this and I'm thinking that how this probably, if had we installed this in the living room at the old apartment instead of a carriage house too, we probably would have kept it up until we moved out possibly, or you could, I don't know, it probably would have been swapped out with something better, like a Hunter, like a low profile. Because the carriage house too was only really taken down in all honesty due to the motor scraping against the motor housing. And this did actually come with a down rod. I just figured for the video purpose, I just show it without it. That way, I can fit the fan in the frame. Because the pull chains especially hang down a bit well. But I actually like the look of these flush mounted. I think they look pretty. It just makes me think of how it would have looked installed at the old apartment. I feel like it would have been a kind of a cool upgrade from the carousel, which it is, because it's like the same. They kind of look the same in terms of having a spotlight and glossy blades. Just one's more modern looking in a sense. But yeah, I definitely love it with the Rosewood blades a lot more than the gloss black side. Not that I dislike the black, it's just I've always found the brushed steel with the high gloss Rosewood to be a very nice combination. But just any type of silver fan with Rosewood blades, I think looks really nice. Alright, now for the high speed. Funny, when I tested it with the black blades, it wasn't humming as much. Nor was it wobbling as much either. Might be because of with the blades, the black blades were warping downwards a bit, so it's probably because it's reverse that's making it wobble more. Actually, yeah, I forgot that the blades were a little bit warped downwards. Let me see if I can get it to not bounce around as much. Sometimes I just might just be the light kit that's making the noise itself and not the fan. Yeah, it seemed to have been more the light kit that was making that noise. But yeah, it's definitely moving a pretty good amount of air on the high speed for being a Hampton Bay fan. It's nothing to be amazed by, but it's surprising for that this actually moves this much air. It's definitely not in terms like as powerful as the Windward 2 or the Hampton Bay Cameron 2. But it's definitely one of the better performing Hampton Bay fans. In some ways, it kind of modeled the infinity stone in my living room and the Panama 2 in my bedroom after this. Both of them being like with the infinity, the body looking similar to this, especially with the white kit, except the fan's black and has rows of blades, and with the Panama, silver body with spotlight, but having maple blades. Kind of wanted to have something that kind of resembled the Redington in some ways or another, like in terms of the contemporary design that this uses. I think I can kind of recreate this design with better quality fans, like the of a Metropolitan and such. I always like to go back to the ones that really got me into that look to begin with, which is why I got this. It's my way of like remembering where I started in terms of fans, like what I was interested in. Alright, now for spin down. And then I'll show it on reverse. This fan does have a pretty decent spin down to it. Some good few minutes. So definitely sit back and enjoy. But yeah, basically these fans are a knockoff of the Casablanca. I think it's the California Gold. No, the California Zephyr. That's what it is. In terms of like the motor housing and such. And the blade arms are kind of more of like a copy of some of the Hunter blade arms. Well, I mean, a lot of companies that use this, but I'm not sure if Hunter was the first one to use that design. Alright, now to show it on reverse. Now for medium. Alright, now for high. Alright, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more videos to come.